This is a short review of Vincent van Gogh, The Life by Gregory White Smith. This is a pretty thick book that might take you a while to read, but it's actually really interesting. I didn't find it that boring for a biography. It actually shows his progression as an artist from his early years, and it doesn't just focus on his art and that period of his life. It also talks about how he was a priest and how he worked in the coal mines and his different ventures in life. And it shows a lot of early sketches, and you can tell that he really progressed as an artist as he went through his life, even though he tragically died at a young age. It shows some speculation at how he died, and there's actually a theory that two kids that were playing by the water accidentally shot him with a gun they stole, but he wouldn't turn the kids in or say who did it to him to spare them. But the exact cause of death is a mystery, but most people believe it was a suicide. But I thought that was an interesting theory that people don't really talk much about, but it's mentioned towards the end of this book. It also has several letters that Vincent van Gogh wrote to his brother throughout his life. I thought it was really interesting how his family was adamant about him being a priest, and he wanted to follow his art, but they just weren't supportive at all about it and pretty much disowned him. And I also thought it was interesting how his relationship with his brother, he didn't really contribute much to his brother's ventures, but his brother pretty much supplied him with all the resources and money that he needed to be an artist. It almost seemed like he was mooching off of him, but he even paid for his rent when he was living in Paris and various places. Seemed like he relied on his brother a lot, but his brother was always there for him, so that might have been the reason why he had a breakdown after Vincent van Gogh tragically died. It seemed like mental illness also ran in their family. His sister, I believe, Vincent van Gogh's sister, and his brother both went to an asylum. There's a lot of theories what was happening with Vincent van Gogh. It's believed that he had bipolar disorder, which some people link to creativity, but that theory hasn't been proven. But I think it's interesting that towards the end it kind of shows how he progressively got worse and ended up in an asylum practically, living out his final days. But for the brief period that he finally left the asylum, that's when he ended up dying. But I thought that it was interesting. That's when he made some of his greatest work, like Starry Night, when he was in the asylum. But all in all, I would recommend this book. I give it about a 9 out of 10. If you're really into art or just history, there's some Danish history. You can learn some about other countries, European countries, and the early 20th century from this book, and the art scene and everything in Paris. So I would recommend this for anyone.